To give the call to the member for North Sydney.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to speak in support of the amendment moved by the member for Melbourne. To be honest, I'm in a state of shock. I think that we've seen a lot of things happen in the human rights space in this country over a number of years, but to find myself here today as the member for North Sydney, having been briefed on a really significant reform to our human rights law in this country this morning at 8:45, and then be told that there won't actually be effective debate on it, there won't actually be time for myself and others to consult with people outside this building to see what the implications are, there won't actually be even an opportunity for myself and others to potentially scrutinise it to the level that we may be able to make suggestions under consideration in detail, is truly shocking. Truly shocking. Our entire democracy is predicated on the base that our communities send their members here so that those members can be the voice for those people in this chamber. Debates like this are below this government. I expect better of this government, and I can say straight up my community expects better than this government. Indeed, as the member for Melbourne made, I thought, a very strong argument, we saw Australians vote in a way they have never voted at the last election. They fundamentally sent a message to one political party that had stopped listening to them for a very long time, and many Australians put their faith in the other major party, believing on the basis of things that we had heard them talk about in their own public forums. The fact they didn't support mandatory sentencing, the fact that they had a strong record speaking from opposition on the importance of respecting and protecting people's individual human rights, the fact that we knew them to be people of compassion because we know where they come from. And I echo the member of Warringah's comments here, and that I have the highest regard for the Immigration Minister, Minister Giles, in this place. But I do not understand how we find ourselves in this place and time in this chamber today. It is not okay for the government to bring forward a piece of legislation which will impact thousands of people currently living in this country. Let's be really clear. I don't see how the legislation being discussed today can in any way meet our international human rights obligations. Australia is a signatory to a number of international human rights treaties. Those treaties include the right to seek asylum. Those treaties include that all asylum seekers should be treated equally under the law. Those rights include that every person's individual human rights should be recognised and respected. And as I have glanced at this legislation this morning, I do not see those rights being respected and protected under this legislation. I understand that the government is frustrated, that there are thousands of people sitting in this country that have been here, perhaps in some circumstances for over a decade now, because they have been in a process of appealing a potential return to an environment that they believe is unsafe for them. But I say to this government, rather than trying to, as it was reported on Saturday, out-Dutton, how about we actually look at these people for the humans they are?
Order. I just asked members to address members by their correct titles.
Oh, that was the media report. Sorry, Mr Speaker. So outperform the opposition leader to be the opposition leader. I don't know how to reparaphrase it. I'll withdraw it. Sorry, Mr Speaker. The fact of the matter is you have an opportunity here to be better than that. We have an opportunity to look at each of these people case by case. We have the opportunity to actually work out how we do right by these people who have been left to language for over 10 years. And finally, Mr Speaker, I would say people commit crimes and are punished all the time. That's how our criminal system works. Yet for some reason we are fixated in this parliament at the moment on ensuring that someone who commits a crime is never forgiven. We are saying our criminal system leaves people beyond redemption. And that in of itself, I think, reflects very poorly on us. I join the member for Melbourne in saying this debate must be adjourned and we must be given time as a parliament to thoroughly review this legislation.